Hello. In today's session, I'm going to be discussing operating system in general. We're going to discuss Windows operating system, Unix operating system, and Linux operating system. So let's get started. First of all, what is an operating system? An operating system is, like the name stands for, it is going to operate your hardware. Basically, whatever is your hardware, whether it's Intel, Spark, Apple, any hardware that you have, whether it's a cell phone or a virtual machine, hardware that are running on a Windows platform, or maybe on a server side or a mainframe, it needs an operating system, whether it's on the cloud or it's on a personal computer or a desktop or iPad or iPod Touch and anything. It needs an operating system. The operating system has the core part of operating system is called the kernel. And the kernel is part of the operating system that is mainly of device drivers and then the daemons that are running on the system. So every operating system, whether it's Windows, Unix, or Linux, you have to have a kernel in it, and then the daemons that are running on it, and then the device drivers, and then the utilities, the shells, the terminals, the graphical interface, the command line interface, all of those ones are part of the operating system. An operating system also has memory management, I/O management, process management, file managers, and application and programming tools, compilers and database. All of them work with operating system. So back in 1969, at the first time at Bell Laboratory in 1969, Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson, the two developers or the two pioneer, they came out with the System 5 Release 4 of AT&T version that was designed at the Bell Laboratory. Later on, and this one, AT&T Bell Laboratory become Alcatel and Lucent Technology, and Lucent Technology was acquired by Alcatel, and recently it is acquired by another company. So it has been maybe, I think it is one of the Nokia or some software. I'll check on that one also, but I think it is a Nokia. But the operating system, Unix, revolved, and then at the University of Berkeley, the computer science department at Berkeley Software Distribution, they came up with the Unix version of operating system called BSD, Berkeley Software Distribution. And then there was a Net BSD and Open BSD, Free BSD, and all of those ones were introduced, as well as the version of Sun Microsystems Solaris. Sun Solaris, which I'm certified since 2003 on it, on Solaris 9, 10, and then 11. All of those ones we have been running for a while on a lot of the companies that I work for, including Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, and then we migrate from Solaris to Linux and platforms. A lot of these operating systems are very, very robust. The only issue with Solaris was that it was so robust. It had this zettabyte file system, the proc file system, the dtrace, dynamic tracing, everything was so robust, but somehow the directors and CEO of the Oracle, when I acquired Sun Microsystem, they let the developers go, and then Python programming language and other compilers and interpreters were not built. So the application and the resources with open source community was kind of like not supported anymore. Python, the latest version that was running on Solaris platform was 2.7, and then the latest version was 3.5. 3.6 and on was never ported on Solaris platform, and that was one of the reasons a lot of the developers migrated to Red Hat or Linux or Ubuntu or Rocky and OpenSUSE, all kind of version of it. So both Mac OS X and Solaris are based on BSD operating system. And the Sun Microsystem Solaris version, which is also called Open Solaris on x86, Open Solaris 11, I've been running it on as a virtual machine as well. And then I had worked a lot extensively on Solaris Spark architecture, and then Solaris hardware, as well as Solaris certified, and doing a lot of mentoring and SA system admin and programming on that platform. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of disappointed that they did not continue to support the operating system with all these utilities and packages that the developers do use it every day on the side of it. Although MySQL and then Oracle itself could run on any platform, Linux, Unix, and then all kind of platforms. So, and the Mac OS X is also BSD version, Berkeley Software Distribution. It is called Darwin, but it is Apple product. Is Mac OS X. There's also Xenix, which is I used on the computer like PCs version back in maybe 88, 87, or 89. There, maybe 90. Actually, it was 90 with Informix. I was doing a consultation for a company called Blue Chip Drapery and Blinds. And then I was doing their essay work, as well as database work, as well as consulting, writing Informix software for them on the database side, and as well as the Xylem software. In addition, for the Southern California Gas Company, I was their like programmer, developer, consultant for 5-6 years, and I was doing a lot of Intergraph software, which was SGI hardware, Silicon Graphic Corporation, as well as actually not Silicon Graphics, that was on Host Pro. The Southern California Gas Company were using MicroStation and MDL, MicroStation Development Language, which was all on Clipper hardware. Clipper was the hardware and the chip, and then the operating system was called Plex, which was a Unix version of Intergraph that they had similar kind of graphic interface, command line, and then we used a lot of the Falcon database and Oracle and Unix and stuff like that, programming C, compiling it and everything back in 80, I think it was 91 through 95 or through 97 for 6 years. I started at 92 or 93 back then, 91, I believe. I started and then I was there till 97. Then I moved to Optum Software, where we used IBM AIX version of Unix. And then on Optum Software, we also used DEC OSF1. And then we also used Solaris. And then a number of them we used it there. Back then it was 89, 88. There was not much of talk about the Linux architecture. And then GNU Linux, which is the kernel is Linux, and then GNU is the set of utilities, was introduced back in maybe 91 when Linux, Linus Torvalds came out with his Linux kind of operating system, and then introduces email to the team saying that if you want to contribute to the mini version, we have a C compiler. It was very passionate, and then now he introduced the whole new world for Linux platform. With Linux platform in 1991, Red Hat was introduced, Caldera version was introduced. There was a lot of other Linux version were introduced with Fedora distribution, Ubuntu distribution, and Debian distribution. Debian, Ubuntu and Linux meant their Debian distribution. Red Hat, CentOS, Rocky, are all Fedora distribution. There's a lot of number of distribution that were introduced. And then Ubuntu is one of the greatest desktop in Linux servers that you can get for free. Rocky Linux is one of the greatest version. The current version that I'm running is 9.2, the latest and greatest, or 9.3, similar with Red Hat. However, Red Hat uh, was acquired by IBM, and now IBM owns it. They last month or 2 months ago, they introduced for the open source community, you cannot have access to the source code for Red Hat kernel and everything, device drivers, everything. So the open community is not going to like that one. They didn't like it, and then Red Hat may be just having a purpose, like Sun Solaris, when Oracle introduced Sun Solaris to be replaced or not supported for a while, then they come back and they change their mind. They say that, yeah, go ahead, we will support it till 2032. By that time, everybody migrated to Red Hat. Now, if Red Hat does the same thing, that the source code is not there, I bet that some of the people will be going to Rocky Linux or Linux Ubuntu or even Windows platform, because if the source code is not there for the developers to contribute, then there's not that many portability for the application. So you cannot just all of a sudden drop the ball to your customers and clients and the developers. For Linux Ubuntu, on the other hand, it is open source and it is available on the Debian version like Linux Mint, and you can download it. The latest version that I have on my machine is Linux Ubuntu 23.10. Rocky version was a replacement for CentOS. CentOS was the previous version was 8.6. I think with 8.8 about 2 years ago, Red Hat dropped the ball on the CentOS community enterprise edition of operating system, and they just said we don't want to support it anymore. It is basically you have to replace it with Rocky. Gregory and Rocky were the two founders of Rocky, and they were working on the version of CentOS originally, and then maybe Rocky is no longer with us. God bless him if he passed away. I'm not sure. He's no longer with us. And then so Greg just introduced Rocky as the version replacement. He named it after his co-founder Rocky himself. And then also for the AT&T Bell Laboratory, I mentioned Kid Thompson and Dennis Ritchie were the two pioneers. They won the Nobel Prize at the time of President Clinton, I believe it was there. Dennis Ritchie, God bless him, passed away, but Ken Thompson is alive, and he is the founder of Go language, also one of the co-founder of Go language. So I want to thank you for watching our channel and your subscription. At this time, we're not done, so we're still going to continue with the actual video. This was just kind of like a presentation part of it. I'm going to go to the video itself. Before I go to the video, let me introduce you to our channel. Our channel is My Web University. I have about 100 or 1.2K videos and more than 1.38 K subscribers. And then at this time, you just need to watch these videos and judge it for yourself, that I have made a lot of technical documentation that you can hardly find it on YouTube. But if you find something similar or better, you're welcome to watch both of them and support both of us. And my judgment is that I'm going to provide you more and more with everything that you need to learn, the technicality part, whether it's technical documentation on computer science topic, programming languages, operating system, and so on. I'll just have these videos available for you. Each one of them is by kind of playlist, but at the same time, while on the playlist, if you look at the videos, there's these thousands of videos here that you're welcome to watch. Some of them could be as long as 6 hours, like this one, Linux Ubuntu, from basic level to the expert level, or some of the videos, or like this one is 32,000 technical documentation on PDF files and manual pages that I wrote on a Python program to generate those PDF files for you. And you just are coming on my website, and this is my webuniversity.com. So you come in on the website here, and then you can access all these 32,000 within this book that I wrote it also online. It's called The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu. Each chapter by itself is another book. For example, if you're interested to learn a Red Hat, the entire Linux manual pages is online for you, that you just click here and you get everything in PDF format. So when you click on it, notice that you have about 12,000 PDF files. So anywhere on whichever section you're interested, you click on it, you will get the PDF file and just start reading it. And then at the same time, I give credit to my web university, my website that I wrote this program in Python to generate all the technical documentation. You don't have to install any Red Hat or Linux Ubuntu or CentOS or Rocky in order to see the documentation. You just come and visit my website, and on the browser, you could just see all of them. So whichever one information, like for example, let's say you do Control F, you say, show me PWD for the print working directory of executable, you could see just that page for it there, the manual page, and it will tell you what does the command do, what is the flags and the options, and then also the see also section that you can see, like pgrep for process grep. Grep stand for global regular expression. Like here is the proc file system for processes stream tree, and then you can see the Solaris version of this one is P3, and then Linux just to provide you PS3. There's a lot of commands here, like for example, on the proc file system, when you see the see also section of this one, it shows the PS and then top, and then also the proc file system itself. Inside the proc file system, you might see strace, and then you might see pwdx or p3, ps3, pwait, pstop, and all of that one is there. So this is for Red Hat, for example, and then you can have for Rocky version similarly, like here, you can click on anywhere you want, you just click on it, you get a manual page for it, and then read it on PDF. Again, for depending on the operating system that I generate the manual page, I give credit to the operating system, the Python programming language that I used, and also the free PDF library module that was within Python that I used in my web university. I give credit on all of them, and here's the output that you can just start learning. Similarly, if you say for Ubuntu, Linux Ubuntu here, I have about 6,500, and these are all formatted by section of manual pages, section 1 through section 9. So for example, if you're looking at section 3 for VS Print F, and then you can see that one. All the functions that are similar, it will do show you that one, the standard IO and everything. So this is the information on that one. But when I was telling you about that video, I jumped into that documentation. So you are welcome to see it. In each one of them, like this one teaches you Rocky Linux. And then there's a lot like open SSH, just secure shell, and then security stuff there. So there's a lot of good stuff here that you can watch and learn from them. And then if you say, for example, show me the one for the videos with most popular. This one is the Linux Red Hat that people are watching it and being 5,200 at this time, but it's gonna go in millions when people are able to see it. Once you see it, I have seen all the kind of comments from the sysadmin, from junior level to senior level. They all like it and they are making comments, very nice comments. I appreciate your comments and I appreciate the encouragement. At the same time, please provide this information to your coworkers, to other students, other people and developers that are interested to learn. These are all free videos. They don't have to pay so much at college or some certification program, thousands of dollars in order to just watch a 4-hour video, and then they can learn it on their own time on YouTube, which is free. When they just log in on my channel, subscribe, and they watch it and make comments, then I can make more improvement. This is the entire bash shell scripting. I made a video. This about the Solaris operating system. There's a lot of commands like GNU awk, set, grep, fgrep, and extended grep, and then bash, C shell, awk, and knock, and all of that have system administrator tools. So there's a lot in there to learn. But the reason I came in on this one, I also want to go to the main page here. On the main page, when you go to chapter 1, on the chapter 1, you could see here the invention of Unix. So the invention of Unix, as I told you that Bell Labs was later on was acquired by Nokia. Now Nokia owns it, but this is the kind of like great picture of Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie. God bless Dennis Ritchie, passed away. They both won the Nobel Prize with, you might want to just look at these videos here. The details might be somewhere here. Yeah, this is Dennis Ritchie winning the award, and then also Ken Thompson was there, and then a lot of them they are great programmers. He was a C programmer that he wrote the entire AT&T version of Unix at Bell Laboratory on C, and Ken Thompson also wrote all of the utilities along with the operating system together. The utility were like set, add, awk and gr. Awk and gr. Awk is awkward programming, but gawk is GNU version of awk and new version of awk, new awk, and all of those ones were also introduced by GNU. Charles Richard Stalin, I believe his name was for GNU. Let me just double check that one. I forgot the actual name. He's a great pioneer on the general public, this one. So if you look at this one, and GNU operating system, that is a set of utilities that with the kernel, it is everything that when you log in on a Linux machine, you type in uname-o on the operating system name, you could see that it shows GNU Linux. So about the GNU Linux, if you see the supporting about the GNU here, it talks about overview of the GNU operating system. It should have his picture somewhere, as well as his name, Rich Stallman, I believe. Yeah, Richard Stallman. Richard Stallman was the kind of founder of GNU and everything about it. You're welcome to go ahead and read about it. Richard Stallman's. Let me see if they have a picture of him somewhere. It's also with the beard. Very nice guy. And his philosophy, I like his philosophy about general public license and why everything should be open to the community. Most likely the Red Hat decision didn't go well with him on the, but everybody that makes their company, they have a choice to make, and then hooked up to Red Hat and IBM now, since they own the software. So at this time, but it is also part of the open source community that everybody contributed at some point to become that powerful. And I think it should just think of their developers and users as well. And so let's go back to the part where we were talking about Solaris operating system. We say that this is basically, if I go back to my web university, and then right here we talk about the operating systems. So on this chapter, I also have some documentation that if you look for like Windows operating system, the entire help, I made it available for you in PDF file. For example, if you look at the Windows operating system command line, you can see the CD command is here. And then, for example, if you look at another command like remark command that is there, just to comment it out, and maybe a replace command or any command that you're looking at was there, move, copy, everything, all of that commands. At the same time, I have the audio for it. For example, like if you look at the type command, you click here and it says help type, and then basically type a file. And this is the syntax: type the name of the drive, path, and file name. So if you just say, well, that's good, I know that one, but how about I want to read this one for me? You can also just clicking here, it will read it for you.
Displays the contents of a text file or files. Type drive, path, file name.
So it does read it for you as well. And then here, I just click on Windows help. You can say, for example, Linux manual pages in PDF. This one is another all underscore PDF for my web university. So I have a list of PDF files, and for each of the platform, I just generated this Python program that you could see. For Rocky, I generated 11,498 PDF files from the manual pages of it, and formatted in a PDF format on a browser so you can access it. Similarly for Linux Ubuntu, 6,992. For Red Hat, about 12,700. So each one of them, you can also see the links here. So for example, if you're looking for the Red Hat, you can click anywhere here. You will see the Red Hat 12,000, whatever number it is. And then you can click on any of them. It will open that file in a PDF format rather than manual pages that you will be sitting on a text based on the computer. So, and instead of you sitting in front of a Linux machine, I made it available just coming on my website at this site saying all underscore PDF. So a lot of my students at Pasadena City College, when I was teaching Bash, Unix shell scripting, they were asking me like some documentation that they say, can I just get the manual pages online? And then it was not available. So I thought that maybe I could write it for them, and I did it, and now it's available. You're welcome to use it. Similarly, for example, on the Rocky version, you can just see that it is all of that. And whichever one you just click, it will just open that file in PDF format, and you can continue reading it. And then again, also I did it for PowerShell for Windows. For Windows is about 1,500 PowerShell. This also on Microsoft Windows. So if you just are on a command line on a Windows, so you type in CMD, you can do a help like we did help copy. It will just give you copy, but you're not in front of a Windows machine to get this information. Similarly, if I just run PowerShell, then now get dash help, it will just show all the command. Get dash commands, it will list command, it will give me on the list of all commands. And then if I look at the actual command, like get process, it will just show all the process. If I look at the PS for alias, I could do that one. I'm gonna close this one, and I'm gonna close this one. I don't need to do that one because everything for you is available online. You don't have to be in front of a Linux machine or Windows machine or PowerShell to run these commands. You could just be on the browser and get it. Like for example, this one is the 88 commands that I just showed you. You can just get that one. In addition, I also made the Linux what is command section that you can see each command that is there, and then there's a output for it for what is that command and what is it do. So you can see the list of them there. Also, for this one, the PDF file, we looked at it, the Linux what is, we looked. This one is my book that I told you that you can look at each of these ones chapter by chapter. There's 11 chapters. So if you're learning Linux, I also have a chapter 2 for basic, chapter 3 for intermediate, chapter 4 for advanced. And this one, for example, let's say you're an advanced user, you come into chapter 4, and then I provide you this table, which is the what is section, the man page, and the examples. So there's 88 rows here. 88, I'm sorry, 8 rows, 88, 8 columns, 11 columns, so 88 commands altogether. And then out of these ones, whichever one you click on, you will see the output here that I'm teaching you how to use it. If it has to do with system administration or permission issue. But if it is the command is available for you to learn it, I show you examples there. So like PS3 processes stream 3, here I just say, if you run the PS3 $$, it shows you a bash shell process. And then similarly, PS3 processes 3 of init 1 or system D. In this case, it will show all the system D processes there. So you could see that it runs on my cloud, the command, and it gives you the output on your browser. It's really cool. For example, if you want to go to the previous chapter, and chapter 3 is the intermediate level. Let's go to chapter. This also for each of these rows, I have a video here. So if you're not going to click on it, you want to watch the video, you're welcome to go. For example, if you want to see the last row, it is video number 8 of 8 right here. And if you want to see the first row, it's video 1 of 1. Well, I mean 1 of 4, 1 of 8 actually. This is 2 of 8. So all 8 videos for 8 rows. And then if you want to say, well, let me just go to chapter 3, the previous chapter, on this one is intermediate command. So some command like, let's say you are looking at this one and say, what is the command find do? It's like I give you a find.type F, and it shows you all the files that are regular files. And then similarly, if you say find type D, it's a directory, then it shows you all the directory files that are on directory on the server. And then find dot size 10 kilobyte, it will give you files that are larger, 10 kilobytes or larger. At least 10 kilobytes at the minimum. So this one is going to show you the commands also if you want to do additional commands like while you find a core file, remove it. So I give you more examples here. But at the same time, if you're looking for the manual pages, you can also get the HTML version of the manual pages for that command, and you all of a sudden you're an expert on the operating system. So if you say, well, I found out the find command, what about the uname? To get the uname, yeah, you can get the output. What about pwd? What about grep command? Any command that you type in, printf a statement. So printf is section 1, but if you want section 3, you say minus S3 printf. My program is smart enough to find out that you're searching for scanf, printf, all of those, one from standard.io.h, and then it will just parse that one, output you for that one. At the same time, if you are going like, for example, on chapter 2, let's say right here, chapter 2.html. If you look at this one, so right here, like let's say calendar command, you could see I click on calendar. This is month of January so it runs dynamically. The first time you click on calendar, it runs on that current month. If you say, give me the epoch calendar, which is January, calendar of 1970, so January 1 is the first one started epoch calendar. But this is the entire year. So if you look at the calendar here, the output I'm showing, if I just put here 1 plus 1970, now I'm asking to only show the month of January. So now it only shows calendar 1, 1970. And you can see here, the epoch calendar started on the Tuesday, which was January 1st. So, and there's a lot of commands here, like if you want to go February 1998, you can click on it and I'll give you the output. And if you want manual pages for it, yeah, you're welcome to see manual pages. And if you say, I'm done with that command, let's get another command, and you just run that command also, all of them. Like in the name server lookup, for example, you see a name server lookup at www.mywebuniversity. It tells you that my web university is at that IP address. Similarly, if you have a Google or let's say these ones like minus query is MX record, this is mail exchanger record. Similarly, if you do a query as a record, the IP address. So you could put the host name here to something else and then you just get the output for that one. So let's say I change on I just leave it there, this one, because right now, if I do this one, let's say I go here and instead of this, I want to do Google. The query string that I pass in, and instead of my web university, I could say www.google.com. And then it should give you Google in there. Similarly, on the command line, if you just open a command line, whether you're on Linux or other ones, you could say in this lookup, google.com name server lookup, it will show you. And if you just do a minus query is equal a record, it will show you the a record of it. Minus, I have to put minus, it did not understand that Q minus a query is a record. Now it finds it similarly to this one. If you say minus query is a equal MX, it will tell you the mail exchanger record. For any other company, you could do that one also. So a lot of the operating system command that you type in, whether it's on Linux, Solaris, Unix, Mac or BSD, or anything that you're using Windows, you're just able to do similar activity. The features, they all provide graphical user interface as well as command line. They all have an option to do certain things with memory management, IO management, process management, everything. So for example, on the Windows, if you look at the task manager, you can see all the processes that are up and running here. So all the process and application that are currently running, one of them is the terminal. And then if I just start a calculator, for example, I type in calc here, calculator start here. Now calculator started here. If I close it, this process dies. If I just, you see calculator is gone. Now if I just open a notepad, in addition to being here, it just added somewhere here, notepad.exec right here. When I close it, it will close it from here too. So you can see that the process, you can also look at the performance for the CPU central processing unit. All your resources that are here, you can get information about the usage of the CPU, the memory, how much memory I have available, 23 gig, how much total I have, all of that one, disk IO, disk input output, all activity that are happening on the Ethernet cable that are happening on the Wi-Fi, all of that one is here. The GPU, graphical processing unit, GPU, and then that's for graphic computation and rendering. GPU is used for, and CPU is for everything else, is computation for central processing unit. Between memory and then the registers, the data is being fetched from CPU to memory, can get computed by arithmetic logic unit of CPU and the registers, and then it is processed and we just see output. So here on the command line, as well as you see this one, you could also type in like a system info 5 more and get system information about from the command line. You say that this is a Microsoft Windows 11 and the name of the host name is algorithm, and then the command line is 10, and then the name of the Geek OM is the system manufacturer. It's a mini T11, a mini IT11, and it's about a 64-bit processor, and then it is i7 Intel core with 32 gigabyte of physical memory and so on. All the informations are here. You can also get this one by typing another command like find a string and then say /r and say OS name, for example. It will tell you that this is running Microsoft Windows 11 Professional. The name of the host is algorithm. The command line is that. And then at the same time, you can type in CMD. It will just open the built version of the command line. If I exit out from that one, it will just close that one. And if I just do in a state of OS, I say, give me the memory information, it will just tell you that how much memory you have, 32 gig and all that. At the same time, if you just say, give me the model, so it's Intel 64-bit, you will see that Intel 64-bit and the family of processor, and then it's mini IT11 generation at 3.4 gigahertz. All the details are here. At the same time, if you type in on the command line, say device manager. So if you click on the device manager, you could see everything here on the monitor type, the processor type. So double clicking on the processor, it tells you that is 3.4 gigahertz in the speed, is Intel 7 core, 8 of them, and then it is 11 generation of mini computer. So Geek OM is the manufacturer. And then if you close this one, you can get a lot of this information from command line as well as you can type in system info on the application level. You can see this interface and it's similar to that one. All of that detail are here. For each of these hardware resources, you click on it, and like if you want to get the interrupt request here, the detail of it, you could get it IO, all of them, and memory and so on. If you're interested, like for example, let's see, we did the host name here. It is showing you that this host name is algorithm, like we were looking at the other ones. So if I close this one, exit, and I can get a lot of information from the command line. You can see Windows has icons here that you can run, and then at the same time graphical interface as well as command line here. You can open a terminal by typing terminal. Now I'm on a PowerShell terminal. So git dash process will just automatically run PowerShell command. And so I could say start dash process and notepad. So now I start the dash process notepad, and then I could just say, let's say start dash process. I'm going to say, let's say get dash process, and then I could say where, and then I'm going to say $__name dash like, and then say something like Notepad. Let's see if notepad.exec will be finding it, yes. So now it is this process ID. I can just kill it by process name. So then if I just fetch that one into an argument, say the stop dash process, and will do that. Similarly, if I say start dash process and then say calculator. For a calculator, I open it here and then I say, well, let's just use this one to kill it again. But this time I'm gonna have to do this command with finding it. And instead of notepad, I have to say calculator. Notice if I type in calc, it's not gonna find it because the name is calculator. So if I say calculator, let's see, calculator. It's not finding it, but let me just see, calc. It's not finding that either. So I could just say here, the start dash process and do a 5 more and see which one is the calculator name. So right here, you can see the name of the program that are there. I could maybe do a wildcard because a lot of them are here with this name. And then let's see if we can do a find a string for back command line. So find a string is a Windows, and then I could do clear screen here. I could do something like with this calc star. Let's see if yeah. So calculator app is the name. That's why it did not find it. So I could have said where a name is calculator app, it will be a specific. But since I said dash like, now it is going to match anything that start with calculator. So I could say calculator start, it will still find it. If I could say app, that would be the same thing. If instead of this one now I say equal, it will also find it. Because now whether you type in equal or like, both of them are the same. Equal meaning that it is going to match exactly this, and then a like is going to be like that. That also matches. So if I want to just stop the calculator, I could do this one and say stop dash calculator. Now I'm not a stop calculator, a stop service, sorry. Stop service. Let me just clear screen. Dash this, and then stop service. So stop service is not working. Let me see why in that dash calculator. It is not finding it, it finds it. Dash app. And then I'm gonna say pipe stop dash service. It's not finding it. So we could do stop it by handle or by handle or the process ID. The process ID is this. We can just say where PID, where ID, or I think I'm going to type in PID equal and then the number 18740. Let's see if that one finds it. No. Like it's not finding it. I'm gonna type in within the code. Not find it. I think it is might be ID. Yeah, it is ID actually, not process ID. So those variables you have to look at when you look at the get dash process. You can see the word class, what are the variable $sign underscore, and then the field name. The field name in this case was ID. So I could put it with the code that will still find it. And then I could say equal, it should still match it. And then I could just say stop service, stop process, not stop service. So that was the problem. I was typing stop service, it is a process, so that will kill it. And so if I had done this one, let's say I go and start process and then calculator, calc, and then it starts it. Last time when we were doing it with the other command, the one that was saying not found, a stop service. And instead of a stop service, if you do a stop service, it's gonna give you this red. But if you say that's not a service, it's a process. So if you say stop process, it will kill it. Okay, so that's like a PowerShell terminal. We just introduced you to PowerShell also here on Windows. So Windows has command line and that you can run the commands here as well. So if you want to just open a notepad, you can say notepad, it will open a notepad. And if you want to just close it here, you could do it, or calc, you open it, and then you can also get it with task list and then task kill command. For example, let's say here on the Windows side, if you just say task list, it's giving you all the tasks. So then you could say find a string /I, and since we open a calculator, we can type in calc. This is giving you the calculator. So the process ID number is 1804. So we could just say task kill /PID is equal 1804. And then that will just task kill /PID. It gives you task. So you have to say the syntax correctly. Task kill /question mark, and then one of them is /F for force, and then PID. Since I was doing something like PID, I just missed the force /F for forcing it, but you don't need the PID, and you just give it a space, and that will correct. So we just did that. Similarly, if you do this calculator, you could do the same thing with calculator. You just have to use this. Let's say you open out Microsoft Word, you say Word, you open out Microsoft Word and say, okay, this is good. So on Windows, you could use Microsoft Office product, whether it's Excel or Write for Windows writing, documentation, or PowerPoint. Like this is PowerPoint presentation that I did. A lot of these ones are tools that you're using for Microsoft Office. On Linux, this is also available for you on Linux Ubuntu as LibreOffice and StarOffice and OpenOffice. But if you want the Microsoft version, you have to pay for it. It's not free. So here, let's say I'm going to, rather than exiting out of there, let's see if we can identify the Word program here. So I could say task list and then find a string /I, and then I'm going to look for Word, see what is the name. So what Word.exact, WinWord is the same thing. If I close it here and then I open a WinWord here, whether I type in WinWord or Word.exact, it will open a Microsoft Word. So at this time, Microsoft Word is open. I'm gonna just put this one on the side here and then just up arrow here, the process there. But notice the process ID changed. So I have to kill that the second one because the other one I did it from the X menu. Here I'm going to do it from command line. So I say task kill command /F for force /PID, and then 18372 is the process ID for it, and that kills it. So we showed you a number of ways you can do things. Here you can get a directory listing. I'm going to close this one. I open the file manager. On the Windows, you have this file manager, which is a graphical interface to manage your file system, whether it's directories or files or anything that you have on your system. It will be on the home directory, everything on your desktop directory, and download directories, videos, everything is here. At the same time, if you click on this PC, you have the C drive. There's a C drive, D drive, logical drive, the C drive are your physical hard disk drive, and you can click on the properties, look at the properties, you see that I have about 1 terabyte data, and about 273 is available for free, and the other one is used, and then all the system information, you can get it from here, as well as you can go to individual directory here. So like users, all the Wahid directory, everything under my profile, it will be here. Under C Windows program files, and then all the program files and binaries that are there. One is x86 for 32-bit and 164-bit. This is 64-bit, this is 32-bit. And then also you have Windows directory. Under Windows System 32, you have all the actual Windows directory. So if you click S for system, and somewhere here for system 32, you can see all of the details here, the drivers and everything. So I'm going to just show you from command line also some of the information by rather than clicking. You can also search for on the file manager under this one. You can type in, for example, in the search to say which one you want to see. So you could say view whichever one you want the list, and anything you want to do, you can just do it by details and by so on. And then at the same time, if you feel like maybe I could do it from command line, you could do it from command line. So right here, if you look at the screen, notice that you can just size whatever you want on this one. It is really cool in the sense of if you want to put it side by side, or if you want to put it as maximize, or you want to make it 4 windows, you can make it 4 windows. All of these options are here for you. If you want to make it 2 window and this one on the right side, that one on the left side, you want to make this one open here, and then you could see it. Anything, do you want to minimize that one, have this one, or maximize this one? Now you can see, for example, let's say clear screen. On this one, if I just type in, for example, directory command, I can see it. So I'm going to cd to root directory. I'm going to say Windows system 32, and then clear screen directory store.dll. So notice there's that many DLL, 3,556 DLL files. At the same time, directory store.executable, there's about 632. Like for example, notepad.exec is there. And if you type in notepad here, it opens notepad. And similarly, if you type in calc, it opens calculator. And similarly, if you just say echo $, %, path, you see that the path is for all of these binaries under C: Windows System 32, it is in the path. So whatever directory I am, I could be on this directory here. I type in calc, it still opens it because it finds it under System 32, like I showed you earlier, this one under Windows System 32 disk. So if I just look for the Python version, let's say for Python, it's Python 3.12 is first, and then Python 3.10 is second. So now if I just type in Python -- version, whether I type it in uppercase or lowercase, Windows is not case sensitive, so it works. You type in this and -- Python and -- version, the option, let me just type in lowercase version. The syntax of the version is related to Python. The programming language is related to operating system. So whether you type in Python in lowercase or uppercase, it works. But if you type in -B, that also gave you this, but no, not lowercase b. Lowercase b is actually jumping into Python as if you intended to go to Python. So if I just go here, Python, it takes me there. If I just exit out of here, type in Py, it's going to take me there. And if I type in Python 3, it's gonna take me there. But notice Python 3 is 3.10, not 3.12. So Python 3, I'm running that executable on a different path. Echo percentage path. Notice that Python 3 is on this one. So whenever we type in Python 3-v, it will say 3.11. But whenever we type in Python-v, it says 3.12. And that 3.12 is because of the first Python that defines it. Somewhere here I saw the first Python. Right here. So that is those information with Python related also. And then on the Windows, you have all these set of icons that you can run. At the same time, you want to start Visual Studio Code, you click on this icon, you start PyCharm, it's going to do it, Bitwise, Secure Shell, Virtual Machine. You have this set of icon for browser, Chrome browser, Microsoft Edge. You can go to the desktop directory and so on. All of that icons are there. But at the same time, let's say you want to go Visual Studio Code, you double click on it. Now you're inside Visual Studio Code. And if you want to go PyCharm, you just click on PyCharm right here. That will just open PyCharm IDE for that one. So the application that you install on a given operating system also depends on what is compiled or what is built as source on that system at one point, and then now you have a binary to execute. And then the browser, whether it's Chrome or Edge or Firefox, a lot of them are coming nowadays on a lot of operating systems. So at the same time, now I want to just show you the start menu. You have all these set of tools on Windows because we said that a lot of them are based on icon. You can click on them much faster. You can look at the time. You can also change your display setting here for different resolution, different desktop, different coloring and everything. All the theme that are there, you can just change it. And then right here also for personalization, if you want a different background, you can just set that one and now you have a different background. If you want to go back to the desktop and then let's say you want this one and then you say, well, that's good. Right here, if you click on this desktop, the background changes. You see, for the same resolution, you have a set of them available. Whichever one that you like, you can set that one there. But if you say now, let's go to display setting, we went to that one, and then I'm going to just go to personalize again. And then I want to just set up to this one. On this one, let's see how many different, there's no the next one on it. It's just only one. If you want to just change it to another one, let's just for temporary change it to another one. We could say personalize, and we want to set up this one for fun, and then just click on it right here. When you say next desktop, if you like this one, you can set it there. Whichever one that makes you more kind of like friendly and happy with it, just do that one. So this is too much there, and this is too much. I mean, it's good. I think this one looks okay or good, and then this one is kind of like fair. So it's your choice. And then if we say, now I want to go to the this kind of nature stuff, you can set it up to nature. And here also you have a set of nature. I like this one, so I'm gonna leave it that one. I'm not gonna keep playing with the desktop there. But the one thing that I want to show you here is the virtual machine. The virtual machine, which is a software called VirtualBox, in this case that Oracle provided nowadays, originally was VirtualBox. Sun Microsystem bought it, and then Oracle bought Sun Microsystem. Now it is a product of Oracle. So 7.0 is the latest one that I have, which is the latest and greatest version currently. And I have a lot of VMs here. So I'm going to just quickly cover a few of the VM. Let's go for the ones that we want to just open up for algorithm. This one is a Red Hat. Let's go for this one. And notice this one has 8 gig of memory and 4 processor. So since I have 32 gig with 8 gig, I still have more to spin off another VM also. While I'm doing this one, I'm going to spin off a second one and then see that the performance of my system. So right here on the task manager, if I look at the performance in terms of memory, you can see I have left 22 gig. That means I can spin off another VM also. And then depending on how much I want to allocate for them, I can have it. Right here is this one is already available for me to log in. So excuse me. And this one you can see is Red Hat 9. And then under activity, I can also click on this terminal, and then I just resize this terminal, make it a little bit bigger, and then here I could type in uname-a or uname-o, which is GNU Linux, the one that I was telling you earlier, uname-r for revision or build. On the Windows command prompt, when we type in, it was showing build of 10. This one is 5.4. But the actual operating system, if you look at the etc OS-release, it is Red Hat 9.3. The name of the code name is Flow. It is a Fedora distribution, and it is by Red Hat. So this is what it is there. You can also do cat -n etc Red Hat-release. It's one line file. And then you can just look at that one here. So at this time, I'm going to pause it for a few seconds. You can see the name of the code is Red Hat Enterprise 9.3. At this time, I'm gonna show you a few more things. I've been talking non-stop, and I'm gonna slow down. I want to save time to cover as much as possible, but sometimes it's not possible to cover everything in one video. DNF list is going to show me all the packages that are there. DNF is a replacement for Yum. Yellow Dog Update Manager is the package manager. On Red Hat, you also have RPM, Red Hat Package Manager, but DNF list is basically giving me a list of all the packages that are currently installed on this system. And as you can see, it is still updating the repository. It was all of that list. If I do a word count -L, you can see it's about 27,000 of them there. You can also, on Red Hat, you can also clear screen, snap a list, give you a list of snap container. For example, if you look at the snap Firefox list, Firefox is installed. You can say snap info Firefox, and then that package will be giving information. Similarly, if you say, for example, this one is RPM -QA is giving you a list of all the RPMs here. And if you say RPM -QA, grep -I OpenSSL, for example, you see all the list of OpenSSL. And then you can pass on within the shell script itself. And since we're on the terminal, you can do other terminals. So right here, bash is my shell. If I say id-un is showing me I'm logged on as YE. I could say get end password and then Wahid, or I could say get end password and then $sign ID dash UN. That would give me the same output, and or just put this one in backtick instead of the $sign subshell. You could get the same information. In addition, if you just did the RPM command and you say, what if I want to know RPM minus QA, grep minus I open SSH, for example. If I see that package, if I want to get a list of 8.7 version, for example, or the open state dash server. Let's say I go dash server, I will just only see the last one. Then I could say, okay, if I want to get this one as an input to the RPM minus QL, QL means query and long listing. So then I could backtick it this one as input, and that would just run the command on that list. And then if you see that grep minus I bin, you could see the list of the process SSHD is there. So man SSHD is the manual pages of open SSHD, and then you can see that one. And notice how hard it is on the user share man question mark. There's these many files there. So if I do a word count minus L, there's 11,953 of them. So I have to generate this information for each of these commands and then do formatted in a PDF format and get the manual pages for each of these commands there. So like if I say find /user /share/man question one, section one, it will just show me all section one. If I want to do section two, it will show all section two. Similarly, if I say any question mark section 1 through 9, it will just list all of them. And then if I do a word count minus L on it is 11,000. But at the same time, if I just want to get manual pages on one of them, I could obviously have to parse it further. For example, let's say I'm interested on this PWD, grep minus I PWD. So how many of them are there? There's a lot of them. So if I'm interested on PWD.1.ganzip, it's only one. And then now if I say just find that one, then I could just say cut minus D delimiter slash, or I could put the delimiter dot, because PWD is the command, and then I could just say minus F1. F1, this would give me everything after this. If I just want to get the that command, and then I say, well, that is there, and then let's say get the base name of it. Base name has to be before that one. So let's say base name of that command, and something like this. Let's see if we get the base name. It's PWD right there. So I could just say, and instead of that, I could say that, and then I could say while I read command, and then do echo getting the manual pages for $CMD now. So you could do it more of them, but I'm going to show you just man $CMD done, and you will see that. So it did print it, and it gave me the manual pages for it. So, but now I have to format it in PDF form, and I have to get all of that one. So it's a lot of work that I did it for you, and it's already available on my website for you. So the command line here is one of them. I could just close this command line and say, Okay, what other things I have here? Notice here I have a Firefox, I have a file manager. The file manager is like Windows File Manager. So if I want to go to download directory or go to documents directory and go on the programs and then look at the shells, this is a script that is running demo shells and it's there. Similarly, if I just say, well, from command line, can I just open an Xterm or something? You could do that one and just say Xterm, it is going to open Xterm. You want to Xterm, let's say, I'm gonna make it bigger a little bit. So here you just say Xeyes, Xeyes, and maybe it's not installed because certain things you have to install it. So I could say DNF install Xeyes, for example. Then I have to find the package name, whatever is the external package that is there, it will find it and install it. So I could say DNF provides the star Xeyes and then search for that one. Whatever is the name of the package, then I have to add it to the repository, then I just install it. So the name of the package, something like this, it's there for EPAL, then I will just have to do that package. But at the same time, if you're running the Xterm, for example, when you do which Xterm and then Xterm dash background, so you could say just set up a background like 25 dark reddish, that, and then minus foreground white. I could put white like that color, or I could say dash FFF. 3F is good enough for 6F. So then minus face is, I'm gonna put the font is in New York, minus font size is going to be 15. And then if I wanna do ampersand to background it, it's gonna do, but extern, I forgot the M here. I'm gonna type in M and now it opens that and this. Notice that while this one is there, I can run that command here to open another one. So if I wanted another one with blue, I just say red, green, blue. So 20, the green is there. I'm sorry, the blue is going to be the last three would be 25, for example. And then these two, red and green, is going to be 0, and then that would return blue. And then when you run the calendar, call calendar minus J, who, df minus H, clear screen, and all these commands are available for you. As you're just exiting out of this interface, you could close them and it is that way. So there's a lot going on here. Like for example, under activity, you can click on the activity and then click on software tools or update software. There's much more there you could do it. And here you can log out if you want. Please watch my other videos. I'm not going to go through the entire operating system on each of these sessions, but I'm going to log out here. And then I'll show you similar activity on Sun Microsystem and other ones. So let me log out completely here, power it off. This one will power off the Linux. I can jump into the next one, which would be algorithm clone and Linux Mint. I mean, Linux Mint is another one that you can just open, like a Linux Mint in Ubuntu is very much similar. So if you want, you can just start off here. The operating system of those ones are Debian distribution, Linux Mint. So it is up to you when you start it. You could just see the operating system similarly. It is very nice. Linux Mint, you can even install it from ISO image and run it here. Notice that right now here, if I just say full screen, it's gonna switch to full screen. I type in my password. And this is your nice interface background here. A lot of the information that I already must have just done it, open in terminal. So you open a terminal here and then Shift Control Plus, you can size it, cut etc OS release. You could see it as Ubuntu Debian distribution, Linux Mint, and then it's Linux Mint. The version is 21.2 and df minus h, clear the screen, ID, uname minus a, top. All of these processes are running htop. Any graphical interface that is there, like htop, if it is not there, you can do install like sudo apt install htop, and then prompt you for the password. So now the git installed. So now if I say which htop, you just have it. Now you run htop in a graphical interface, nice graphic board. So at the same time, like extern, if it is not installed, you just say sudo apt install extern, and then that will install extern. Now you just open extern like other ones. Extern, and you can see it is there. Extern minus background, dark blue minus foreground white, minus face New York, and then minus font size, let's say 12. You can just do that one, exit out, and then just say, and instead of this one, you say, let's just say pound. Where's the pound? 25, 25, 25. Maybe this color I like, it's really good. So you can see that it is there. And then that size, it's a small, I could make it 16 and it's much readable. You say calendar minus J, df-h, who am I? Anything that you will do, it is workable. So let's minus L, slash user, all the files in there, let's minus all slash user, get all the slash user directory, which is gonna be a little bit before it lists all of them. And then here, if you do apt list, that it's going to show you all the packages that are there. Linux Ubuntu and Linux Mint, they both use the apt for application programming toolkit. So you can just exit out of this one on this screen. If I just do make the screen bigger, apt is application package toolkit. Also, Debian package minus L will give you all the Debian package is the mother of all packages. Apt and apt-get is there. Apt list is showing you all the packages here. If you could do apt list word count minus L, it is going to show you 79,461 of them. And then at the same time, snap list, you could see if it is snap is not installed, you can do apt and snap install. So sudo apt install snapd. Once the snapd is installed, then you can configure it. But at this time, I don't have any interest to install that. I'm just going to show you a little bit more of this, and then in fact, I could just say, let me just log out from shutting down from command line here, shut down. I'm gonna do a couple of syncs, even though I'm not running anything. I'm gonna sync the IO, the disk, and then I'm gonna say shut down minus H now. And that would halt it. Minus H now means halt it. Now I just shut down the Linux Ubuntu. So this one is the Rocky version. If I just run that one, this is Linux Rocky. And then we have Rocky 9.2. We have other version. I don't know what version this might be, but I'm going to just check it right now. And then when you click on the Rocky to start, some of them are not there. like algorithm. This one is a clone. I'm gonna delete this one. I don't need it because I have so many of them. Every time I build it, and I just want to delete that one. Say remove, and then that is gone. The one that I want on the Rocky Linux, this one I just did it, and now I'm going to log in. Let me just close this. Click here, log in. So this is a Rocky Linux. You can see very nice interface, cat minus n etc os-release. It is there. Linux version of Red Hat Enterprise Linux CentOS Fedora distribution based on the Fedora CentOS. CentOS was a stand for Community Enterprise Operating System. C for Community, ENT for Enterprise, and OS. This was replaced with the CentOS, the version of Rocky Linux meant, and then Rocky Linux. Rocky Linux, and it's a Fedora distribution or Red Hat Fedora CentOS. So if you look at this one, and etc the store release, there's a file called etc Rocky dash release, which is a actual file on this one, and then the Red Hat dash release is symbolic link to this file. Cat etc Rocky dash release. That one is the name of the version. df dash h calendar. Where am I? So clear screen. Let's say I run the calendar minus j. Let's do the xeyes to see if it is installed here. It is not installed. Xeyes, xi. Yeah, it's not installed. So we could do a DNF install xeyes or something. If it is, the package is there, we install it. Otherwise, we don't have to worry about it. I will just install it with the proper package. Let's see on the Rocky, what is it called? So DNF or YAM, whichever one you want to use, YAM list, and I will show you all the packages that are there, because YAM is symbolic link to DNF. So it is going to take a little bit time. While that one is running, I could just, it's finished. So this is similar to DNF list. Because of that, you could do a word count minus L. And then since it is there, say YAM repo list, this will give you the list of repo, or DNF repo list. This will show you the repo list. At the same time, you could say YAM or DNF, whichever one provides, like X clock, for example. But when you type in this one, it says, and put a asterisk in front of it, so I can find out exactly what you mean by X clock, the package that are there. And if it doesn't find it, then obviously maybe there's a EPAL kind of process for it. A package for it. You just have to search them. Usually I just go on a directory, or you can search it on the internet and do it from there. A lot of the packages depend on the application. The program operating system they use. They come with it. A lot of the version. Sometimes they don't have it. You just have to go to the repository and search for it and install it from there. I'm going to do a shutdown minus H now on this one also. I want to shut it down. I want to start Ubuntu. So Ubuntu, the latest and greatest one, I installed it, my Ubuntu here. I think it is my Ubuntu here. Let's see what I named it and the operating system. And this one is Linux Ubuntu. And this one also uses apt for, and it uses a snap and apt for package manager, as well as Debian packager, because it's a Debian distribution. And so when you click on show, it is just right here. Let me just log in. First of all, I wanna just see what version it is running because I installed, I think this is the latest one that I have done. Open terminal, so I could say, yeah, it is the latest one, I believe, ATCOS-release, which should be 23.10, yeah. 23.10, it is Mantec, code name is Mantec Minotaur. There's 23.10 Linux Ubuntu, Debian distribution. So at this time, if I go Shift plus, make it a little bit more bigger, and then run this command, you can see everything here. At the same time, if I run df-h, clear the screen, let's say app list and word count minus L. So I could see that there's 77,433 of them. So which XIs, if it is already installed, you can see this package already have it. So I could say app info XIs, and then it will give you the information. But if it is a snap package, you could say snap info, and it will just tell you that if it is snap or not. So file, I first say which XIs. This one is file user ben XIs is a binary. Let's see, it's a executable link format, so I could type in XIs, and then that would just come up with the XIs window. So since this package is there, xclock is there. Xclock is there too. And then similarly, if you want to do xclock with minus digital type, you can see -D for digital. And then X calculator also should be there. And you can see the scientific calculator comes up here. So you have all these tools. If you say which X clock, it is on the same user bin X star. You can see there's a number of X binaries that are there that you could just run XIs, X clock, X term, all of that one or somewhere here. Okay, so X session, X info, and so on. But this is Linux Ubuntu. And then here, this one, you have a lot of other tools. You can go to the software packages, a list of all the application packages that are available for you. You can open a terminal, and by clicking here, you just open a terminal or click here, or minimize it here, or just open it again here, or just add on more tabs. And then if you just are closing it, you could close one of them and the other one is there. You could do Shift Control Plus, you can make it bigger, and then just open a extern dash await pwd. Okay, extern dash wait, and then man extern. Okay, extern is not there. You see extern. Yeah, extern is not there. That's why it did not come. So you could do sudo apt install extern, and then type in the password. So now extern is installed. I can do the extern again, and it will work on those ones. Clear screen is extern dash background. Let's say I want to do a dark green. So this one 00, maybe 15. It's dark green. It's dark enough. What green? Minus foreground. We're gonna say white. Minus face. We can put in New York, whichever font you like. I want to like New York. Font size is going to be 15, and then you could just see this one calendar and date and everything. So extern here, if I just open a default one without color, I could do type in. And so if I just open another extern on this session, extern minus BG, let's say I wanted to do a white, what, foreground, black, and then just like that, you can see, and that is there. If you want to just add the size, minus font size is 15, you could see that font size does not make any changes unless you do a font face with something like New York. And if you want it in background it, you could just have the command prompt as well back. So here that you run the commands, you can run it, and if you exit out, this background process dies. But if you do something like this and then say wait, and then run the command man pwd, let me just see that dash wait and man. So clear screen man extern, and then you could say for wait, wait is there, but maybe hold is the command that I was looking for. And instead of man wait, and we're going to do hold, which means hold my command up there, and then the argument here that I'm passing on, and instead of this, I could say backtick and then this. But okay, so clear screen man extern slash hold. So when you do dash hold, you can see that extern is doing that, and the option might be within the double quote there holds that command line. Yeah, the double quote. So let me just make this command shorter just to see the dash hold option first. Dash hold, you could type in dash hold, and then here, whatever command you want to run, you have to type in that command within the double quote. And no absolute path found for shell man pwd. Let's see if this command is ls. Yeah, so whatever the command you type in, that command is going to be showing us your list of output here. Like pwd is the command here, you do that one. So if I say minus foreground white minus a background, let me just do minus background is pound 250000. And then that one, you can see here, the pwd command is executed, and then the output is displayed here. So if I just change that one and say dash hold, and then the command is that, but at the same time and say minus font size, faces New York, and then minus font is size is 20, that output is going to be really big and it's going to be there for you. So that is how you do that one. And if you do, instead of pwd, if you do ls minus l, that ls minus l is not recognized, but maybe ls is going to give you the output. Maybe it doesn't. Let's see if we do this one, and just within this code say slash bin slash ls minus l. Yeah, it's not finding us absolute path, which ls is user bin, ls path the user bin. So that command is only running if it is finding the executable. and the executable is giving you the output there. I do have the examples of this one on my machine. I will just look at it after I log into the Linux Ubuntu version. Actually, the Linux Ubuntu version, I already give this one. Let me see if it is not on this one. Change directory to programs, change directory shells. Yeah, it's not there. So I have to log into my web university to see this output there. I have the script there. Let me exit out of this one, shut down -H, and now I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna open up another one. And then here you can also, from Linux server, you can also log into another server. So if I go to mywebuniversity.com, I could type in and go ahead to mywebuniversity.com. Let's say I open the terminal right here. Now I have a terminal that I'm on mywebuniversity.com site. So cat etc os-release. And then here I have this session. If I just go to cd to programs, cd to shells, clear screen, find dot minus name, and then the start minus type minus f, minus type minus exact, minus type f, minus exact grep minus il. I could search for hold, and then wherever I'm using an alias script, the hold, it will just list those ones. Since it says permission denied, I have to actually say that it is .shell and it is on this directory. So I'm gonna say change this one to .sh extension, and then it lists it. But notice it says permission denied, even though it finds out some of them. But let's do this and say sudo /. I'm gonna become root. I'm root now. I go to var not var home wlotry programs. Shells. Let's see, clear screen, and then do a find dot minus name, star.sh minus type, and then I'm going to do f minus exact, grep minus il. I'm gonna search for the word o and minus exact, dash f dash exact. Okay, so right here, it missed the slash here. And that finds it, those files, or the list, helper.sh and helper2.sh. I don't think that any of those one has the word helper.sh. Yeah, so here's the E was missing, the expression. You could put the expression and whatever command you do, it will just open it based on that one. So right here, I did all these titles with the -E expression on this. So in other words, you could say, when you do extern, you could just say extern minus BG. But since this machine is not GUI, I have to use the Hummingbird software to just export my terminal. So I'm gonna try to do that one on another given machine here by just running Ubuntu that I was running earlier. So my Ubuntu, this one, I'm gonna start it again. I will show you quickly, and then I will just do the Solaris after this one, and we will be done with this. video. So let's get this one first. Okay, this is a little bit slow on the in terms of showing up. It should have been up by now. Um, let me close it again. It's and then restart it again. So now I powered up, and then I'm gonna start it. Sometimes if it does not come up right away, you can spin up another one. I already did one. Usually this fast enough. Uh, you can see it is opening now. This so now it is prompting me for the login, and I type in my password, which is a strong password. When you are getting the interface with this, make sure that the password is accurate. And when you type in and you talk, it's harder to see it. So the open terminal, this one, I'm gonna do Shift plus. Echo $ PS1, I'm gonna change it to another one. So I'm gonna say export PS1 is equal just the $ symbol with this. And now I redo this, clear the screen. My prompt is only $, so it's much easier to read. I'm gonna just make it a little bit bigger. So now you can see the commands that I'm typing. I could say Clickstar minus background dark blue minus foreground white. And then let's say minus font size is going to be 15 minus font faces New York. If I do this one, you can see my command looks nice on this one. And if I just want it instead of dark blue, I could make it a little bit more darker. Then I'm gonna put this hashing 0, 0, red 0, 0, green is 0, 0. This one I'm gonna just do 35. So now 35 is looking like darker green and darker blue that I wanted. But notice that this one, if I wanna just do the same thing with the dash hold option with dash E and then type in the PWD as the command, it prints out the PWD. Now, if I just say the expression is ls minus l, it will just give me the ls minus l. Since there's no file in there, it is just running that one. If I just say ls minus l / user, then it is a lot more files there. And if you just replace this one to a manual page for, let's say, who, then it's gonna give you the manual pages for who. And then this is the expression, this is the output. Similarly, for example, if you say, what about the df-h? If you say df-h output, it will tell you that one. And if you say, give me the calendar command for the current month, you could just say calendar is there. And similarly, if you say calendar minus J and Julian format, it is going to be that. If you say, give me the calendar of 1/90/70, January 1st, the epoch of Unix, it will just show you. Tuesday was the first day of 1970, January 1st. And then similarly, if you say, give me the calendar in Julian format, you type in -J, it will give you that. If you want the entire year, obviously, you have to type in the syntax that you want, which is this 1970. And then if you want it in Julian format for the entire year, you just type in -J here. There's a lot of different syntax here. You could say calendar minus B5. And then that will give you before the current month, 5 months before that one. So you can say, show me 2 months before that one. So it is January, and 2 months before that one is November and December. But if you want after January, so it's February and March, you will see that one. Yeah, so there's different syntax, you can get those output also. We showed you this also, I'm going to just shut down this one also from this side here, this time. I'm gonna just say power off, and then you can see log out first. You can log out, and then after you log out, you can power it off. Or just click on the X and then say power off and there. So I'm gonna do that one right now, since it is slow. I'm gonna do power off here, and then that is powered off. Now I'm gonna go back on the virtual machine here and start off the Solaris machine. Let's see which one is my Solaris here. Linux, algorithm. My web university, I believe this one is Linux Ubuntu, power off, or yeah, Solaris is right here. Solaris 11 VirtualBox, and then I have this version. I could just start it off, and this is Unix. Solaris is like BSD based, which is a Berkeley software distribution. And Solaris and Mac are both on BSD. As you can see, Oracle owns it, so it comes in with Oracle Solaris. 11.4 is the version. You can type in E for edit, and you can just go to startup, or you just press enter and it will boot the Solaris 11.4, which is Open Solaris Sun OS 5.11. Sun OS is the operating system right here, and then the release is 5.11, which is equivalent to 11.4.15 64-bit. There's a file called etc release file that has that information there also. For Solaris also you have package manager called PKG, as well as there's a lot of other open CSV for Solaris that you can get packages from open CSV, some freeware, and then also package add, package remove, package info, all of those ones are there. If you log in at the command line here, that would be the session, but now it's gonna go to the graphical interface. The graphical interface and then the tools that are within Solaris is very impressive, it's very nice. However, since it does not support Python version 3.6 and up, it is kind of like not good for developers anymore. And so developers need all these tools to build other sources, whether it's the GNU C compiler or GCC or something. The version that are there available, they are good, but they're not having the latest versions, and it's not upward compatible with everything else that all the developers need. So right here, when you are on the Solaris platform, if you just click here, it says username. So I'm gonna type in Wahid, my username. I believe my username is Wahid on this one. I'm going to type in my password. And then it tells me if I was successful with my password the last time I logged on this machine. And it is going to just try to log into the machine. Now this activity window comes in. From this activity, this nice background comes in, and I have an open terminal command that I can open. Now notice that extern nicely comes in. You can control it differently if you want to, but I'm happy with it. I'm just going to use this desktop and say host name. It says my Solaris uname -8. It shows my Solaris 5.11, Sun OS Solaris cat etc release file. It's going to show an Oracle Sun Solaris, and the VirtualBox gas addition software is installed, and that's good. And then df-h, you can see this one is running ZFS list. The other ones are running like XFS or like 23.3 of Linux Ubuntu also use ZFS. So zettabyte file system is really powerful file system. Extended 4 file system, XFS, Bada file system, and everything else is powerful as well. But this ZFS is top of the line in terms of the file system because it's a 128-bit. It has a snapshot, copy and write, and it is encrypted, and everything is great on it. So Z pool list, you can see that you have a pool, and you will never run out of storage on this machine as long as you have hardware. You keep adding on and expand it. The pool could grow. That's why it's called zettabyte file system. You can have the entire e-commerce of everything and all the data that you can find in the entire globe. You can store it into your storage. You will never run out of the storage. So ZFS less, ZFS snapshot, all of those tools or commands that you can do. If you just type in ZFS, it says ZFS help, and then 5 more. All of these commands are available for you to do just ZFS. We were just showing you ZFS list. And similarly, zpool dash dash help will just give you zpool help will just give you the list of commands for zpool that are there, attaching a pool or clearing it or labeling it and so on. So for the Solaris, when you look at the file system or their cat EDC virtual file system table is for Solaris. On the Red Hat is etc fstab file system table. On Solaris they call it virtual file system table. And these are the file system that gets mounted at the mount time. And then when you say mount, it shows a list of all the mount points that are there, everything that's mounted, that is read from etc mnt tab. Clear screen calendar, again, commands that are working on the other platform, it works here too. And calendar is another new calendar. If it is not installed, you can do a pkg install and then install. If the package is not found, then you have to add the repository and get it. PKG itself is a list of all the package or their PKG list will list it. All the commands that you can do with PKG are up there. You could get it, and then also SVC ADM service management facility ADM command is going to show you what are the services. So SVCS is the service management facility that every package that are online or disabled or enabled, you can check on them. You can start services and stop services using SVC ADM, and then look at the services list. PRT diag dash normally you will get the on the Spark architecture you get the system, and if on a x86 it says that this command may not run system print let's say PRT volume table of contents. So and this one also based on your system you could say give me the disk or on the file system fdisk dash l. You can see fdisk dash l dev sda. You can see for fda and da, but you have to be root. And there's format command also on Solaris that you have to be root, and then sudo dash and type in that now I'm root, and then you could say the format command is if you want to just look at the device. Now notice that the device name is right here is C1D0 that is there for. So if you look at this one, partition printed, and you can see the file system partition table, and then quit out of this one, you can see what it is there. When I type in format, notice C1D0. So if I quit out of this one and then Control C out of it, say PRT volume table of contents, /dev/c1d0. And you could see a d0 partition 2. It's supposed to be partition 2, but this is again x86. You can get some of those information on that Spark architecture differently. fdisk -l c1d0 controller 1 disk 0. That's what that means. When I did format, it shows c1d0, yeah, and that's the name of it that is there. And then here you could also do a ps -efa to see all the processes. Run top command, for example, to look at all the processes on the system. Who am I? Who's logged on? ID. Clear screen. There's a number of activity you could check on it on all these process. Write shell script, file manager for it if you want to just look at the file manager. So you have Python. Notice here on the Python version, if I exit out of this one to say Python-V is only 2.74, and Python 3 is only version 3.5, I believe. 3.5, yeah. So that's why they dropped the ball when they just did not continue building these systems. And I stopped working on the Solaris about maybe 6 or 7 years ago when they dropped the ball, and they let all the developers of Sun Microsystem go. And then a lot of the companies at that time, stock of Oracle dropped really bad. And then on Red Hat picked up really good for them because they lost all their customers to that one. But again, because Oracle invented a lot of other software like Java, doing the storage tag, ZFS, and MySQL, Oracle software, SAP, and other ones, they are kind of integrated so many other things, including the Oracle virtual machine on the Linux, the Red Hat platforms, and Oracle virtual machine with SOA, WebLogic, and everything else. So they got a lot of the market back because of the virtual machine, Oracle virtual machine, being supported differently on their platform. They intended to do that good, and they did it good. I wish they had done something on the Solaris hardware as well, so we didn't have to switch. The thing that I loved the most was the proc file system on Solaris. Like if I look for the ps -i, so root process, you can see the process, and that is and that is system 5 release 4 on this one, and that is the process. So PS3 P3 of process 1, you can see that's the mother of all processes. P3 process 3 of process ID 1, you can see everything is a spin off from this one. The scheduler, the daemons, all the processes are coming as a result of the scheduler. As I mentioned, the daemons, there's a number of the daemons that are running. So when you do top -u root, you can see the process for root. Process ID 1 is, for example, 2 and 4 and all of that, 1, 3. So you can see top -p 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say minus p. Let me just say minus p1. Process 1. Okay, so yeah, top p1. It shows there, but top -u root, and then dash p1. Okay, so the p is not understood here, but process 1 of that one will automatically show all of them. But top dash one, it will just give you one process. If you go two, it's gonna give you the top two process that are on the system. And then top dash U Wahid, that will just give me all the Wahid process there. Man top, you can just also look at that, and then one of them might be with the option of -P. On Red Hat and other Linux machines is -P and then comma 1, 2, 3. Here most likely it's uppercase P or something that it is there, yeah, P sort by CPU usage, shorted or OPU. So there's different flags that you just have to do it. PID was one of them that is there. So when we run the commands, like for example, on the proc file system, I mentioned there's like PWDX of the process one. So permission denied, I'm gonna become root here. I type in a couple of commands. The one command with the Solaris that I really like was pthread, and then the process pthread would be like pthread, I think it was. No, it was which pthread like this. It was just let me see, use which PWDX is going to show you the print working directory of executable. So PWDX minus P1, if I just look at it for plus one, it shows that it is running from root and that executable directory. And so if I say ps-f and grep minus I bash, and then I say PWDX of minus P1472, then that process is started from export home PWD. And if I just do instead of that one, say PS3, P3 of it, then for my process, it all list all the processes stream 3, P3 of it, or maybe just without this. Yeah, so on the Linux, you have to do dash P, but with PS3, but on Solaris, it's just P3 process ID. And then similarly, PWD process ID. And then similarly for PWDX process ID. PWD obviously just shows you the path where you are, but PWD executable is the process executable of it. So echo $$ is my current bash process ID 1621. You can see I can also say PWDX $$ would be 1621, and then if I want to get the P3 of it, then I could get that one for 1621 all the way to the top level, and below that one under the bash. The bash P3, I run the 1650, which was there. And then there's P stop, P wait, and so on. Let me just see which P3. And then there's P map also, process map. And then P map of process map of 1621. You can see that it shows you all the process memory address, and then also the text file, the data portion, and the shared object files. Everything is there, anonymous portion and everything. For this shared object file, you can do LDD on it, and you will see that that one as well. So let's say which PWDX, which P3, which P stop. So like you can see, a lot of the P commands are under P something on the user bin. So notice that if I just do these commands, the proc file system, a lot of them are just under this. So some of them P args as process arguments, P grep and P kill. All of those ones are there. P kill is to do a process kill. P grep is to do a process grep, and F exact run that one. PF corn shell and then PF sh. a lot of them, PG, grep, packages. Packages is not a part of the protocol system, but PLDD process, dynamic link library of a list of it, pkill to kill it, and then psignal, and so many of them there. And then yeah, the one that I was talking about, it was not thread or something. It was preap. Preap is for like getting rid of defunct process. Sorry about that one. So which preap is the process reheap. That one preap. This process basically it goes to the semaphores and kernel symbol tables, and then finds out the defunct process, and then get rid of the zombie process. On Linux and other ones, if you cannot get rid of the zombie process, you have to reboot the system. But with this one, you can just preap on the process ID of defunct or zombie process. It will kill it for you. And it usually take over and try to give it the resources, and if it doesn't take care of it, then you have to do preap on it. But on Linux, unfortunately, you have to reboot it. It is not, preap is not provided there. So which preap is your friend if you want to get rid of defunct process or zombie process on Solaris. There's a lot of other things with the scripting and installation of some software like Apache, configuring it, and building of other tools. But at this time, I think I'm going to close this one because I need to sleep also. I want to make sure that I'm not getting too tired. I've been talking forever, and sorry about that one. God bless you all, and I'm gonna just do a shut down on this one. I could do shutdown from here, but I can just say shutdown minus grace period 0 minus init level 5 minus y. That means that don't just prompt me for waiting a few seconds or 30 seconds or something. The init level usually 0 is for turning it off, or you could do it 5 if the operating system supports it, the hardware, it will power it off. Minus yes, don't prompt me. So it says only root can run it. I'm going to do a sudo in front of it and then type in the password. And remember the other one was saying shutdown minus H now. This one was that command with the grace period and minus init level 5. Solaris has init level 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 is for reboot, 5 is for powering it off the machine, as well as if the operating system supports it. If it doesn't, then you just have to power it off from the power off command here. But usually if it does support it, it will take a little bit time to just gracefully shut it down for you. There's a single user mode, and then dash S, dash 1, and dash uppercases and lowercases, that single user mode. 2 is multi-user mode, 3 is multi-user with NFS, 4 is not used, 5 is for powering it off. So I'm gonna just not wait too long for this one. I need to end this one. I'm gonna just say powered off from here. If this was a Solaris Spark architecture, minus I5 would have shut it down. So now it's powered off, you're safe and you're good to go. I'm going to close this one. I'm gonna change my background back to the one that I had originally. I'm gonna come with this one and I say that's good. And I will just keep that one and end this video. And again, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe and then make some comments on our channel, and then like it and everything. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.